This demo covers the new Group Summary Dashboard and OpenAdmin Tool version 3.11. The Group Summary Dashboard allows you to monitor multiple Informix database server instances simultaneously from a single page in OAT. To use the Group Summary Dashboard, you must log into an OAT group. An OAT group is a collection of database servers that you create on the admin page in OAT. You put servers into a group for your convenience when using OpenAdmin Tool. To log into an OAT group, you use the top section of the login page. When you log into an OAT group, you will also need to select the server within that group that you want to log into. Most pages in OAT will apply to this single server. However, you will easily be able to switch between servers within the group using a drop-down menu without the need to log out and log back in again. Once logged in, you can find the Group Summary Dashboard on the Health Center dashboard link on the menu. The Group Summary page gives you a quick view of the status of each of the database servers in your group. You can see whether each server is online or offline. You can also see the number of alerts and recent errors. You can see the CPU usage percentage as well as the memory, space, I/O, and backup status, and you can also see the number of currently connected sessions. This page should help you quickly identify if there are any problems on any of your database servers that need action or further investigation. If you click on any cell within this table, you will get a pop-up with more information about that metric for the particular server that you clicked on. Before showing how you can act on any of the information provided in this dashboard, we'll first click through all of the pop-ups so you can see what additional information is presented on the dashboard itself. The status pop-up for an online server shows you information such as the server version, its boot time, and its uptime. If you have a server that is offline, the status pop-up will show you the error message that OAT received when trying to connect to that database server. This pop-up shows you the number of alerts that are currently stored in the PH alerts table in the sysadmin database. This pop-up also includes a drill-down link to the Health Center alerts page. All pop-ups except for the status pop-up have a drill-down link to where you can go to get more information in OAT. The Errors pop-up shows you the number of errors or failure messages that appear in the last 10K of the online activity log file. The CPU usage pop-up shows you the CPU usage percentage as well as the time frame over which that was calculated. The memory, space, I/O, and backup columns show status using a red, yellow, or green icon. The color of the icons are determined based on a configurable threshold. The memory status is determined by looking at the remaining free memory percentage on the operating system where the Informix database server is running. The red and yellow thresholds are configurable in the default profile of the Health Advisor in OAT. By default, less than 5% of free memory remaining on the OS will be treated as a red status, and less than 10% will be treated as a yellow status. The memory pop-up shows the thresholds that are currently in effect, the current total and free memory on the OS, and the free memory percentage. For the space pop-up, you will get a red, yellow, or green icon indicating whether any of your DB spaces have fallen below a configurable threshold for free space. Those thresholds are also configurable on the default profile of the Health Advisor in OAT. The I/O status is determined by looking at a combination of whether any chunks have long I/O times and whether any chunks perform a very high percentage of total I/O operations. The thresholds for the percentage of total I/O operations are configurable on the Health Advisor. The backup status is determined by looking at the time since the last level 0 backup was run on the database server. This red and yellow status threshold is set in the pH threshold table of the sysadmin database. The sessions pop-up shows you the current number of connected sessions as well as the maximum number of concurrent users. Now we'll show how you can use those pop-ups to drill down in OAT to get more information about the problem indicated or to potentially act on and fix the issue at hand. So this pop-up indicates that I have 3 errors in the last 10K of the online log for this server in Portland. Let's drill down to the online messages page in OAT to see what those errors are. The OAT online messages page highlights errors, failures, or warning messages so you can easily find them. I also have a red status for space on the server Chicago. Let's take a look at that one now. You can see that this pop-up shows me exactly which space has a low free space percentage. In this case, it's the space named DBS2. So you can see that from the dashboard, I can immediately tell what is the problem. But I can also use the drill down link to the space administration storage page to fix this problem from OAT. If you click to drill down on any server that is not your current server, you will be prompted whether you want to switch your current server before you drill down. I can see immediately on the storage page that DBS2 is full, but the benefit of the group summary dashboard page was that I could see immediately from the dashboard, even when I was logged into the server Portland, that Chicago had a space that was full. Let's use OAT to fix this space problem. I already have a storage pool defined on the server Chicago, so we can just expand DBS2 to add more space. So you can see here that DBS2 now has more space. Let's go back to the dashboard. The information shown on the dashboard for each server is cached locally in OAT to allow for quick loading of this page. The last updated column shows you the time that this data was last gathered from each database server. The interval for how often the cache data is updated is configurable from the OpenAdmin page, but the default value is 5 minutes. You can manually force a refresh of this data at any time by clicking on the refresh button for the server that you want to refresh. Let's do this now for the server Chicago since we just fixed its space issue. And as you can see, the space status is now green. And no spaces have a free space percentage that falls below the red or yellow threshold. Let's now look at the red backup status for the Seattle server. The pop-up clearly indicates that our last level 0 backup is over 4 days old, which exceeds our red status threshold. Let's drill down to the space administration backup page in OAT to address this. From this page, you can see that even though our level 0 backup is over 4 days old, our next backup is not scheduled to run for another day and a half. So let's change the backup schedule so that it's more in sync with our policies for how often level 0 backups are supposed to run. So I've now updated my backup schedule so that level 0 backups run 3 times a week. But I can also manually run a backup now using OAT to get my level 0 backup up to date. Okay, so I now have a level 0 backup in progress. Assume I wait a while for this backup to finish and then click refresh in OAT. And now that I have my level 0 backup up to date, let's go back to the dashboard. And as you can see, my backup status for Seattle is now green. This concludes our demo of the new group summary dashboard in OAT. This new page is ideal for DBAs who manage more than one Informix database server instance. Instead of having to log in and check each server individually, you now have a single page where you can view the status of each server that you manage. The color-coded icons immediately alert you to potential issues, and the pop-ups provide details and drill-down links to where you can go in OAT to fix the problem or to get more information.